Can you just talk us through, I guess, what the conversations were like, and I suppose when it was sort of finally settled?
Yeah, obviously it's a little bit different at the moment, and it's pretty disappointing that we're unable to get over to Hampshire and be a part of that amazing club over there, and hopefully play a lot of county cricket and hopefully help them on the way to hopefully a championship. But that's not the case meant to be. Obviously, we're in a little bit different circumstances than what we're used to. So it was a pretty easy decision from both the club and myself here that it's probably the time's not right to head over there. Obviously, they're not even playing cricket there at the moment, so there's no point heading over there at the moment. So yeah, it's a little bit disappointing, but fingers crossed that down the track that I'll be able to forge a great relationship with the club. They've been brilliant in this situation, so yeah, I look forward to the future.
Nathan, is Hampshire a place where you, because of the amount of preparation time you had there, say last year during the Ashes and stuff like that, is that part of the what makes it an attractive or an interesting destination for you?
Yeah, I dare say so. Obviously, throughout our Ashes build-up, we spent a lot of time there, which was absolutely brilliant. So there is a lot of goals there to go back there, and they were absolutely brilliant to me. We had some really good conversations there and then about potentially coming over and playing some county cricket. So I've got a good relationship with the club. They've got some unbelievable facilities there to train with, and I feel like my game could go to a couple of new levels there if I was able to hopefully spend some time over there in county season.
Thanks, Ed.
Sir, from 10. Jalissa, you got a question there?
Yeah, hi Nathan. I just wanted to ask about the Bangladesh series being postponed, how disappointing that was, and are you worried about scheduling going forward if this all sort of starts to see series push back?
Obviously, it's disappointing to not be heading over to Bangladesh. That was going to be a massive challenge for the Australian cricket team, a place where personally I get challenged as well, and somewhere I enjoy playing my cricket as well. So regarding the scheduling, no doubt the ICC, Cricket Australia and all the big bosses, they will do everything they can to make sure that we're getting back and playing cricket. So it is what it is at the moment. It's really out of our control, but it's disappointing, but it's understandable.
Do you see it as a positive that this has sort of happened in the cricket when the summer has been over? You've managed to get that out of the way?
I think all industries at the moment are getting affected, and we're very fortunate enough that we had the season that we just had, and that we're technically on leave at the moment. So we're very fortunate at the moment, but I think a lot of industries will feel, and if not every industry will feel the pinch of the COVID. So it's unfortunate, but yeah, we'll see how we go.
Thanks, Nathan. Rob Forsyth.
Thanks for joining us on your holidays, Nathan. Just on the World Test Championship, obviously there's been a bit of chat about whether that might be pushed back next year. Would you prefer that happens if a lot of tests get cancelled, or would you be happy if, say, there's not as many points as there ordinarily would be and that final goes ahead next year?
That's going to be a big decision for the big bosses. I think it's important that in the Test Championship in the final, that the two best teams over that period are competing in the final. So obviously, I want to be there. I want Australia to be there. I think we're heading in the right direction. We've got a young side, but we're building to something pretty special, I personally believe. So that's a decision for all the big bosses of the ICC and everyone else involved. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I hopefully the two best sides in the throughout the competition deserve to be there. So fingers crossed, that's us.
Thanks, Rob. Andrew Wu.
Yeah, g'day, Nathan. Just wondering, I know there's a lot of time between now and next summer, and a lot can change. But is part of you bracing for the possibility of playing Test cricket to empty stands next summer, and talk us through what that could be like, and maybe even the possibility that there's no Test cricket next summer?
To be honest with you, I actually haven't thought about it. I'm just excited about the prospect of India coming out. I think India coming out here in Australia it's up there with the biggest series with alongside the Ashes, and obviously they're an absolute powerhouse of the cricket world. So to have those guys out here, it's going to be fantastic. So, and to be honest with you, playing in front of crowds or in front of no crowds, it's out of our control. We've got to be supported by and followed by the advice of all the amazing medical people around the world are giving out all the advice. So it's out of our controls. But to be honest with you, I haven't really thought about playing in front of no crowds or massive crowds. It's just about the opportunity about playing against India again. Obviously, they had the Woodovers here last time they come out here, but I feel like we're a much stronger Australian cricket side at the moment, and I'm just unbelievably excited about the prospect of playing them here at home.
Thanks, Andrew. Bharat.
Morning, Nathan. You spoke about that India tour, and you've spoken a lot about the emotions around that Adelaide win in 2014. But just stick purely from a bowling point of view, that was the first time you've taken a 5-wicket haul and a 4th innings win like that. So how much of a confidence booster, did it change the way you started thinking about your bowling, just the confidence from that?
Obviously, every time you head out on the cricket field and perform well and play your role within your side, you get a lot of confidence out of it. So it just wasn't that particular day on day 5 in 2014 that I took confidence out of. There was a lot of things throughout that game and throughout that series that I was able to take a lot of confidence out. So, but saying that, I feel like I'm a totally different bowler to back in 2014 to now. So, which is an exciting prospect.
Just one more on your bowling, Nathan. You've always said that you back yourself to just keep bowling your stock ball and for it to be good enough to get the best batsman in the world. But has that been a challenge to just stick to that and not try different things, considering that's what most spinners in the modern era have done?
It's been a challenge to make sure that I'm bowling my perfect off break every ball. Yeah. But I'm a big one for believing in if you have your self belief in your stock ball, then hopefully you'll be able to have success. But I can sit here and say I'm very confident my stock ball can get anyone out in the world, and I truly believe that. So I'm very confident with the way my stock off break's coming out at the moment.
Thanks, Ted.
Okay, we have Raj on the line from SNTV.
Hi, Nathan. It's Raj from up here in Singapore. I just wanted to ask you, when was the last time cricket took a back seat for you? I mean, from your personal perspective. And if you could just also talk to us about how you dealt with that situation and how can you apply that in the current situation?
I can't really recall when cricket took the back seat of my life at the moment. I've been pretty fortunate in playing a lot of Test match cricket for Australia throughout the last 9 or 10 years. So this is the only really time that I can feel that I can spend time with my family here in Sydney, which has been absolutely exceptional. To be honest with you, it's not very often we get to spend this much time at home and have my time with my family, my partner, and my 2 kids, which has been exceptional. So you got to look at the positives at the moment, and that's one big positive for me, to be honest. So can't really recall the last time that I was able to do this.
Thanks, Nathan. Back to you, Dan Brennick.
Nathan, as such an experienced Test cricketer now, you've had a number of captains. Can you sum up, I suppose, what Tim Paine has been like as a captain relative to, say Michael, Steve Smith, even Aaron Finch in the white ball?
Well, that's a good question, Dan. But in my eyes, Tim Paine's been absolutely incredible for the Australian cricket team. The way he's gone out and led his team, it's been unbelievable, to be honest, and to watch him grow as a leader. Obviously, he was a very well-respected player when he firstly come back into the Australian setup, but even throughout the domestic competition, he's been a very well-respected player in his own rights. But then as he's grown into a Test captain, I think he's a lot different to the likes of Michael Clarke, Steve Smith, Aaron Finch, and that. But I truly believe he's growing with legs each and every day. He seems to be getting better as captain. I love playing under him. The way he's able to use his humour into distracting opposition or having a little bit of banter, I think it's absolutely priceless. And I think the Australian public really respect that of Tim. So I'm a massive fan of playing under Tim Payne, that's for sure.
And do you think part of that respect, or the respect he engenders in the team, how much of that was taking the job on when it couldn't have been tougher to take on?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think if you looked around that change room at that time, I think Tim Payne's the only really guy that, in my eyes, really stood up and could take that challenge on. I think he's absolutely incredible. And as I said, he keeps growing as a leader, and he did take the captaincy on in probably the hardest time of Australian cricket, and I think he's done an amazing job with it all, and it's pretty amazing to sit there and watch and be a part of it.
Thanks, Nathan.
Okey-doke. Rambo, up again for seconds.
Back again. Nathan, in terms of skill sets and training in isolation and not having access to proper facilities, would you much rather be a spin bowler in that situation because quicks can't come off the long run up? You can practice in the hallway. And if that's the case, have you got another mystery ball there that you're working on?
Always working on a few mystery balls, that's for sure, Ram. But I think I'm probably a little bit more, lucky, I guess. Talking to Mitch Stark and Pat and Josh, these guys, I think Pat's down there trying to lift his potty calves up as weights, but I'm just here doing my normal stuff with Tom Carter here in Sydney, and I'm a lot more relaxed about my training rather than trying to lift big heavy weights like the quicks. I'm more on my feet doing a little bit of running and having a bit of fun like that. So it's but then I'm also, as you said, working on these new mystery balls for this summer.
Any clues?
Hopefully go the other way, Ram.
Very good.
There's the scoop. There's the scoop for the day. Jalissa.
Yeah, Nathan, the test, the documentary, one of those, the really revealing moments was you breaking down when you were presenting Travis Head with his cap, and I'm wondering what it was like for you to watch that back.
It was actually quite hard to watch it back. I was sitting on the lounge with my partner Emma, and I had to get up and walk away because obviously I knew what was happening and stuff. And Em never seen that before, so I had to actually get up and walk away from watching that. But obviously that was a pretty special moment, and probably up there with the one of the proudest moments of my career, to be honest.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jalissa. Lockie McCurdy from Sporting News.
Hey, Nath. I'm just curious about what you were feeling when you heard the news about, obviously, Steve O'Keefe not getting offered that New South Wales contract. He had a great season, was probably in line for the Bangladesh tour. How did you react to that news that he would be retiring from New South Wales?
Yeah, obviously a little bit disappointed. I was very fortunate to spend a lot of the summer with Steve and in and around the New South Wales squad. So we had a lot of conversations, and we've always having conversations about spin bowling. So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed to see that Steve hung up his boots, but I think he can hang them up and quite proud. He's had an absolutely exceptional career, and he's done an amazing job for New South Wales. And when he had his opportunity for Australia, he played his absolute heart out there, and he had some great success there as well. So yeah, hats off to Socky.
And what do you think of the sort of the young spinners coming through in New South Wales? Obviously, you've got someone like a Dan Fallons. Are you confident that there's the talent there to replace him?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a bit of depth coming through. There's, as you said, there's Dan Fallons, there's Ben Menenti, who's bowling extremely well. He played some key roles for the Sydney Sixers this year. But then there's a couple of real younger guys in the 17s and 19s, which have been quite impressive as well. They've come around the scenes at training, but it's going to be a good opportunity for young spinners to really put their hand up and to hopefully play some first-class cricket this year.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Lockie. We've got a couple more here. So Dan Brettig's going to ask another one.
Nathan, just back to the captaincy thing. I mean, how much of a difference has it made to you as a spin bowler to have a captain up the other end who's a wicket keeper? Because I guess apart from, obviously you've had that a bit with Pete Neville in New South Wales, and sort of famously Brad Haddon was captain for a session in Adelaide in 2014. What's that like as opposed to having, you know, Steve or Michael say at Sleepwood, you know, having that different angle on the game?
Yeah, it's a very good point. Tim and I have got a very, very good relationship. Obviously, we're very good mates, and we tend to ask a lot of questions of each other with our bowling, or with my bowling and his keeping. And I do believe he's up there with the best keeper that I've ever bowled to, which obviously helps. Gives me a lot of confidence when I'm running into bowl. But his knowledge of the game and just his pure view from behind the stumps, he knows when I'm bowling well and when I need to improve a little bit in different areas. So, yeah, he's been absolutely exceptional. I think even before he took over the captaincy, we had a great relationship and passed on a lot of advice here and there. So, yeah, as I said before, I'm very happy that Tim's captain, and I really hope he goes on for a lot longer.
Can you think of an instance where that relationship helped in a spell or in a game where, you know, he might have seen something that you weren't, or you were able to, I suppose, create a wicket together?
There's been many different cases. I'm very lucky that I feel like Tim's got a lot of confidence in my bowling, which obviously gives you even more confidence as a bowler to go out there and perform. There was a couple of times throughout the UAE tour in Abu Dhabi in the first morning of the second test match, where he threw me the ball quite early, and we were able to have a great session there. I think we took about five wickets that session. So I think that was one big key moment where he seems to have that confidence in me to throw me the ball nice and early, which is an unbelievable support to have as your captain.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Sam Landsberger from News Limited. Yep, you there, Sam?
Hi, Nathan. Just a quick one.
That's a really bad line, Sam. Can you have you got
a? No, have you got me now? Yep. Hello.
Yep, that's it.
Nathan,
that seems better.
Sorry. Very quickly, with Bangladesh not going ahead, I mean, what sort of learning experience would that have been for the young spinners like Swepo that might have gone? I mean, how much do you think they would have got out of that tour that they won't get that experience now?
A lot. I think it's just not the young spinners. I think it's every player in that Australian cricket side. Every time you get to pull on the baggy green, it's a learning opportunity. So especially when you're over there in those conditions, I think it's just not the younger players. It's everyone who's got the opportunity to learn. So it's going to be big. I'm pretty sure Swepo was there the last time we went there. So he knew. I dare say he knew what he was going to come up against. But yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to get that opportunity to head over to Bangladesh in the meantime.
Just one more, if I can, as well. Obviously, last year, amazing Ashes series. Does what happened at Old Trafford make you get over Headingley, or does that sort of still stick with you a bit?
Obviously, you're always going to think about the missed opportunities, but that's part of cricket, and I think that's a part of the learning as well. And if you can learn from those experiences, then you can get better, and that's my goal. I want to become a better cricketer. I want to become a better person. So that's all part of it. But what helps get over it is seeing Tim Payne lift up the urn. So I've definitely watched that a couple of times here at home, reliving that moment.
Thanks, Nathan. We've got two to go. Rambo coming in again from the long run.
Well, this is the third spell of the day, mate. Just going back to what you were talking about, if the India series in Australia goes ahead, crystal balling, and you did play in front of locked out or empty stadia, how do you think that might play against someone like Kohli, who tends to feed off crowd, whether they're for him or against him? Would it be a totally different game, or do you think he's good enough to be able to adapt to any scenario?
I think he's probably pretty good enough to adapt to any scenario. But you're funny you say that. I was actually talking to Mitch Stark the other day, and we actually said that if we are playing with no crowd, it'll be quite amazing to see Virat try and rev up the seats. So it's going to be a little bit different, but I think he's a superstar, so he'll be able to adapt to any climate that we're able to play in.
Thank you. Right, I might finish off with the great Bharat from Adelaide, young Adelaide local. Bharat, over to you, mate.
Thanks, Cole. And Nathan, just again about that India series, like the one guy who, like, you guys had trouble dismissing last time around was Pujara, and you had various battles with him over the years. Like, so what was it like about him last year that was so difficult to get? Because you I think bowled really well at him. You had great battles last time as well, and in 2014. So what was it about Pujara?
Well, I think Pujara, I think he flies under the radar a little bit when you look at the Indian cricket side. Obviously, you look at Rahane and Virat and these guys, but I think Pujara is a wall. Is the new ball, I should say. But yeah, obviously he played exceptionally well last time out here. He adapted his game. So yeah, and he had a little bit of luck, which is what you needed when you're playing at the top level. So yeah, obviously he played his absolute backside off, which is for India was good to see. But we're going to have to make sure that come this summer, we're going to have to come up with some new plans to hopefully to combat Pujara. As I said, I think he flies under the radar a little bit, but he definitely won't be flying under the radar come this summer.
Cheers. Thanks, Nathan.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for your time this morning, Nathan. That was actually, we might do one more with Willie just to finish off while I'm typing in this note to you all.
Thanks, Cole. Yeah, just a quick one on the Amazon test doco. You mentioned how before you watched it with the part when you were presenting the cap to Travis in the UAE. I was wondering if you also, I suppose, watched that last part at Headingley again, and then I suppose the shots when you were in the rooms, or did you sit that one out as well?
No, definitely watch that. As I said, if you can learn from these experiences, and hopefully they'll make you a better person and a better cricketer. So I've definitely watched it. I've actually watched it a few times, to be honest with you. So I can try and figure out where I can get better and how I can get better. So yeah, it's one of those things. But you get through Headingley, you watch Manchester, you watch the joy there, but then you're able to sit there and watch Payne lift up the Oval, which is there's no secret. It's been one of my biggest goals as soon as I started playing cricket for Australia. I wanted to be able to stand at Oval and make sure that we took the urn home. It was unfortunate we didn't win the series, but if you said to me that we'd make the World Cup semi-final and that would retain the Ashes, I would have signed the dotted line before heading over there type thing. So it was a pretty amazing experience, and something that I know that I've learnt a lot about myself throughout that whole Ashes series.
Thanks, Nathan.
Brilliant. Thank you, Nathan, and thank you, everybody. That was a very good chat. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, Nathan.
Thanks, Nathan. Thanks, Cole.